Today we're looking at this SmallRig Magic Arm with super clamp kit. I actually just picked up two of these guys. They were on sale, a really good deal. I'll put a link down in the description below. And the reason why I bought this was to expand the capabilities of, well, the capabilities of my mounting options using these Ulanzi SC-02 suction cup mounts. These things are pretty dang awesome, and I just uploaded a video where I unboxed these and used them, so I will link that down in the description below as well. But as cool as these things are, and they are cool, for the application that I need, I'm gonna need a little bit longer arm on at least one of these. And one of the really cool features of the SC-02 are the various mounting holes all over it. But let's first open this kit and see what comes inside. And real quick for you camera nerds out there like me, this video is being filmed on the Sony A7s3 with the Sony Zeiss 55mm f1.8, and we are at f2.8, and the audio you're listening to is from the DJI Mic 2 using the official DJI lavalier mic being transmitted over into the Sony A7s3. Box is empty. There she is. All right, so this kit comes with the arm itself with the 1/4-20 ends here, and it also comes with this clamp. And this clamp is good if you wanted to, for example, mount this to a table and have, you know, a 1/4-20 mount there. You can put a light, a phone, anything really. However, as cool as this little clamp is, and I'm sure I will use it, it's not why I bought this thing. Now, what I was talking about earlier was the fact that this arm that comes on that Ulanzi SC-02 is only so long. And look at how much longer this SmallRig Magic Arm is. That's gonna give me a lot more options. Now, just feeling the quality of this thing, it does feel really, really nice. Right here at the joint, there are teeth in there, so when you tighten this down, this is not going anywhere. Those teeth have basically gripped onto each other, and it is solid. Also, what's cool about this when you tighten this down, this one knob right here tightens everything. So it tightens these as well. So this whole thing gets tightened up by this one knob. Then we have these locking nuts on the end here where the 1/4-20 threads are, and that 1/4-20 ball head there does move quite a bit. So let's put this to use. So for example, on this suction cup mount, I did install the NATO rail, and that's because the included arm has the NATO rail clamp there. So there are 1/4-20 threads underneath here, but I'm just going to leave this on for now, and we'll just go ahead and use one of the other 1/4-20 threads right here on the side. Screw this thing on, and then use the locking nut to tighten it down. There is a rubber gasket under there as well, so that feels nice and tight. Now, for example, I tighten the arm down, and we have a nice mount there. Here in the car, I've set up the A7s3 inside the SmallRig 2999 cage, and I have this camera set up in a 3-point system to virtually eliminate all vibration while driving. So you can see right here the Ulanzi SC-02 that I was talking about. Fantastic suction cup mount right over to one side here on the cage. Now, coming off the top of the cage, and this is the first one that I tend to mount so that it's a little easier, I just have this smaller type mount, but it is a little easier to use when you're just trying to get that camera up there and, you know, attached to the windshield. It's still very solid, and the thing that makes this rig solid as a rock, I mean, this thing has no vibration. It is stuck to the vehicle really, really well. And the way that's done is through a third mount. You can see I have the SmallRig Magic Arm coming right off the bottom here. You can see the ball joint and this collar. Both of these rotate to whatever position you need. Then you have the main joint here. And like I was showing you on the table, this Magic Arm is attached right to this Ulanzi suction cup. And you can see it goes from that suction cup over to the joint where it's bent and goes right back up into the bottom of the camera mount. Now, I will say one slight downside here is the way that you have to screw this ball joint 1/4-20 into the cage here. You basically have to leave that suction cup and everything hanging and try to get it nice and straight, then tighten this up so that there's some tension on this ball joint, spin the entire contraption, trying to get it lined up into the 1/4-20 hole here. And then once that's in and tightened down, you can then place your suction cup back there. So it is a bit of a trick to get everything to work, but it does work. And like I was saying, the purpose of this is not to have 3 suction cups so it doesn't fall. I mean, obviously 3 suction cups are going to make it not fall. The purpose of setting it up this way is to reduce every single bit of little micro jitter, micro vibrations that there are when you mount a camera in a vehicle and start driving. So this is the secret, guys, a 3-point mounting system, triangulated somehow. Yes, I could use one of these Ulanzi SC-02s up here, but I find that this smaller, kind of slightly easier one is easier and quicker to use, it just to get it up there, get it suctioned down, and then I can spend time attaching the other two bigger ones. And you can see here on the top of the A7S3, I can even use my DJI Mic 2 receiver here, which has the Sony native adapter, and that makes this whole situation a really, really nice rig and easy to set up and easy to use. Of course, this is not the correct lens for a situation like this, but I'm just giving you kind of a general idea of how to do this. So bottom line on this SmallRig Magic Arm, is it worth it? Heck yes, it is. This thing is awesome. I love that the collar completely spins around 360 degrees. Then you got a ball head in there, which basically means you can mount this in any sort of way you want. Both ends are like that. This moves in any way you want. This whole thing, I believe, is just over 9 inches, and it seems to be built really, really well. Everything is metal, nice and solid, and that helps me to solve this problem. Well, after using this Magic Arm with this Ulanzi suction cup in the car, setting everything up to basically test that this was going to do what I wanted it to do, yeah, I can say confidently that I am definitely keeping this. And I showed you in the beginning, I bought 2 of these because they were such a good deal. They even come with this clamp, which definitely could come in handy in certain situations. You could have both of these, I guess, if you had one, holding the camera, and one could be holding potentially a light at the same time, just in a different position. So definitely lots and lots of options here. I am really impressed with all this stuff from SmallRig, from Ulanzi. SmallRig, of course, has been doing this for a long time and has a lot of different options for basically everything. They even make these suction cup mounts too. SmallRig also makes different lengths of these. I think they make a shorter one and even a longer one. And then they make different styles of these Magic Arms. But this was the one that it seemed like it had a lot of reviews. Everyone seemed to like it a lot, and it was very affordable. So I decided to try this one out, and I think it's gonna work just fine. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you've watched this far and you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I'm Jimmy for the General Expert channel here on YouTube, signing out. Well, I didn't want to leave this video without giving you a quick example of what that 3-point mounting system does. Right now I'm driving off-road. I'm in the grass. There's big bumps and various obstacles I'm hitting here in the vehicle. And normally with a single point mounting, there would be all kinds of vibration. But right now I'm expecting that there's probably not much vibration at all. I do have the built-in image stabilization turned on in the camera, and I think what I'm going to do is now turn that off, and we'll get to see what a difference that makes, if any. And now I've turned off the built-in steady shot image stabilization on the A7S3. So we have no stabilization whatsoever, and we are driving with the camera set up in a 3-point mounting system, triangulated, and that takes away virtually all of the micro jitters, the micro vibrations. So what do you guys think? Is this doing a good job? Just from what I'm seeing right here, I'm not seeing the camera shake or vibrate whatsoever. So I bet when I get back into the editing room, this is gonna look fantastic.